Hi friends, hope you all are doing well. Today I want to talk about Uranus in 12th house, but I also want to explain the meaning of 12th house because it's the most important house in an astrological chart, as it is a portal for the soul between two lifetimes, and it is connected to our past life, as well as it is indicating the strongest karmas we have to settle in our current lifetime, and also how the soul is going to exit from this lifetime. So it's really a very important house, among all other houses. 6th house is prarabdha karma, which the soul have to settle in present lifetime, but it is less intense. 12th house is also pending karmas, but hidden pending karmas and very intense pending karmas. Here, if you have more planets, the soul suffers more, and the soul, it is very difficult for the soul in physical body to settle these pending karmas, because they are more intense, more difficult, unless you have good planets in good situation in 12th house. But then the soul is more detached. It is already, because it is the house of moksha or enlightenment, so the person is more towards detachment. It is not about attachments. So I just thought I'm going to explain the 12th house in detail, and then I'm going to talk about Uranus in 12th house, what it does. Basically outer planets, they are divine will, so they some more make it sure that what is supposed to happen should happen. It is like fixed destiny. So there are many occult sciences which are there in this world for guidance. They are used as guidance, as a tool, whether vastu, astrology, tarot, numerology. There are so many of them, and some of them have some certain remedial measures which can bring us some help. But the 12th house is one which shows fixed destiny, because these things have to happen. No remedy can help. The only thing which can bring relief is detachment, acceptance, acknowledgement that you have done something wrong, rectification of your karmas, by soul becoming righteous and karmically inclined, become more focus more on charity and donations and service to others. Like in the 6th house, the service and charity and donation is also there, but on a smaller scale. But in 12th house, the person, it is also house of loss, so the loss of self, and through that through that loss of self, one gains oneself. This is the purpose of 12th house. So I was talking to someone, and that person said that through vastu one can control one's planets and can achieve whatever one wants, and also can change destiny. So what the chart is indicating, the negative any event supposed to happen, one can avoid it. But I have read in Shastras where there are stories which indicates that the universe doesn't allow that. What has to happen, what is difficult karmic settlements, and the soul have to go through it like fixed destiny. You can't avoid it. It is unavoidable, what they say, inevitable. So certain events which is divine will, that because of our karmas we are blessed and guided, by others, and the God bless, the universe or the planets, they are revered sages, saptarishis. They bless, that okay, you will be released from this karma, and you will not get harmed, or will not get harmed to a very drastic destiny, or the intensity of the event will be reduced. That can happen, I personally feel. But a thing cannot happen at all. Somebody can control or manipulate planets. I just doubt it a bit, because I have not seen it really. So in fact, I was reading this story of Ravana, that before his son, he was a great astrologer. So before his son was born, Indrajit, he captured all the planets and logged in the 11th house of Indrajit's astrological chart. because he wanted his son to have this what they say, the great destiny of fulfillment of wishes, a great king, and the one who never die, you know, forever alive, and all those things. But Saturn and Jupiter, they planned, and Saturn being Karmadhikari and Jupiter being Dharmadhikari, they have to together do something about it and fail this plan of Ravana. So Saturn made a ball out of his sweat and body sweat and what they say, skin, and Jupiter being the karka of life, infused prana in it, and both of them rolled the ball to the 12th house. So what happened basically, Indrajit, after conquering so much and becoming a great, you know, great leader and a great warrior, he achieved so much, you know, but in the end he died in the war, you know. So but before dying, he did achieve enlightenment, you know. He realized his father is wrong and he is fighting the war for the wrong person. So the thing is, by the loss also he attended an enlightenment, you know, he attended awakening, and that is the purpose, that is the goal of every soul, you know. During every incarnation, when the soul is out of body, it cannot change anything, it cannot get evolved. But when the soul is in the body, that's when it has to learn lesson, and that's when it has to get evolved. So the 12th house is the house where it shows that where we have left our unfinished karmas, and what the karmas we have to settle, you know, the difficult ones most likely in this lifetime. So if you really see, the 12th sign in natural zodiac belt is the sign Pisces, water sign, and the lord is Jupiter. Now what is Jupiter? Jupiter is Brihaspati, he is Vishnu, the in God, generator, operator, destroyer. He is the operator, Vishnu is the operator. Okay, so Jupiter is basically does very well in Sagittarius, where it is Dev Guru, and its duty is to teach a soul in physical body how to be righteous, how to be karmically inclined. So it teaches the soul how to be spiritual, how to follow the conventions of society, how to limit yourself, you know, how to be basically how to do the right karmas. But in 12th house, Neptune, who is also Vishnu, its duty is to teach the soul the same lessons but through difficulties. Neptune is the natural ruler of Pisces. Pisces is ocean. Vishnu stays in ocean, you know, he's the king of ocean. So Neptune make one go towards illusions, deceptions, you know, towards whatever is like difficult, like addictions, you know. But if the person can become righteous and karmically inclined, then Neptune bless one with higher psychic powers, you know. One become very connected with the another dimension, higher dimension or another realm, and can become very strong psychic. Not only that, it make one have paranormal experiences like astral travel, or even vision of divine beings, angels, spirits and all that. So it does that. Basically Brihaspati and Neptune, Jupiter and Neptune, both are doing their work, but one is taking care of physical body, you know, the soul is learning the lessons, like it is a classroom and Jupiter is supposed to teach, you know, and in Pisces Neptune is teaching. So the thing is, both of them are doing their job, but in a difficult way. So both are important. The physical body is important, as well as the soul is important. So basically this. So when we look at in the astrology system, all the 12 houses are divided in groups in the trines. Like 159 is Dharma trine, 2, 6, 10 is Artha trine, 3, 7, 11 is Kama trine, and 4, 8, 12 is the Moksha trine. So, but the most important trines are what? They are 1, 5, 9, which is Dharma trine, and they are 4, 8, 12, which is Moksha trine. So, the incarnation of soul is also for these two things, to learn Dharma and to go towards Moksha. Why? All the Gandanta nakshatras are in the fire signs, Ashwini, Magha, Mula, in Aries, Ashwini, in Magha in Leo, and in 9th house Sagittarius is Mula. And 4, 8, 12 is water signs, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces. Why fire and water? Why? Because fire and water are two elements which are transformational, which are fluid. They know how they can flow and they can transform. So because and they know how to sustain, they have to teach the soul to sustain. So when the soul goes through these nakshatras or these signs, you know, the fire and water, Dharma and Moksha, then it has to learn. When it learns how to flow and transform and sustain, that's when it gets enlightened and awakened, and it has to go through water signs, and Pisces is the last sign where it has to exit. So if we really see the 12th house and we think about its nakshatras, so the nakshatra Purva Bhadrapada and Uttar Bhadrapada both are talking about Chitta, and the attainment after the Chitta, what happens, and Revati is talking about dropping from the heaven again to the physical world. So that means once soul reaches up, it has to come back again. That's what it is indicating. So if we really look at it, see, Purva Uttar Bhadrapada is the nakshatra when Lord Shiva burned the Kamdev down, you know, passion, and his wife was what? Rati. She went crying to him and she said that how I am going to live now, you have killed my husband, you know, so kill me also. So he says, no, you better go to this kingdom where your husband will be born as a prince and you look after him as a nanny. When he will grow big, he will marry you. Purva Uttar Bhadrapada. So it is talking about the Chitta, I mean the burning, you know, basically. And it is also talking about attainment, blessing from Shiva, you know, of soul. So Rati lost, but through that loss, she also gained his blessings, divine blessings. So this. But if you look at Uttar Bhadrapada, this is the nakshatra of Narad, the Gandharva point, you know, in the Vastu Mandal, that belongs to Narad. Narad was born to a single mother and to a very poor person, you know, in a very poor family, no family, just mother and son, and the mother was working in people's homes to survive, you know. So a group of sages come to their village. So the mother takes Narad as a child to them and say, he will look after you, he will do all the work, you please teach him something. Since he can't go to Gurukul, so she says, whatever you can teach him, you just teach him. So for so many days, you know, for months, Narad served them, you know, Narad Muni. Muni title he gets from Vishnu, you know. So he serves them, and then you know, when they are leaving, they teach him a mantra and they say, you keep chanting. When you will be able to chant this many times, you will attain God. So he starts chanting, you know, and he says, I don't know how to count. He say, the Rishi says that you no need to count, you just chant. Up there someone is sitting who will count, and when your time will be, you will be finished doing your chanting, the God will come, you know. And so he keeps chanting. That lifetime just finishes and he leaves the world and he is born again. Few lifetimes like this goes off, you know, and every lifetime he is chanting that mantra, but it never finishes. So one day he cries and he bangs his head on the ground, and he tells the universe, the Brahman, that why? I mean, I've been living sincerely and I've been chanting sincerely. I only want to attain nirvana. Why it is not happening? Why I'm not able to attain nirvana, enlightenment? So Lord Vishnu appears and he lifts him up and he takes him to a what they say, the place where the pyres are burnt, you know, cremation place. And he says, what is this burning? There were so many pyres burning. So he says, these pyres are burning. So he said, these are your pyres, your karmas you are burning. So so much chanting you did, so much suffering you went through over the lifetime, you are burning these these karmas, you know, by, you know, being a righteous person and living the life of a someone who has renounced the world. So you are basically you are burning your own karmas. Now I have come because those karmas have finished. So only when they say it's divine time, only when it is divine time you let go, and then when you let go only you attain. So this is what happens in real life to us also. When we are ready to give up, we are really at the edge, that's when we get the relief, because God also knows that this soul cannot take it anymore. So he never let go on us, but only we lose the patience. So then Lord Vishnu says, now I give you the title of Muni, and you are enlightened and awakened, and you have achieved moksha. You never have to be born again. You will be in the company of all the gods and devas. And Narad Muni became a great friend of Lord Vishnu, and it was Narad Muni who cursed Vishnu. And Vishnu has to take birth as Lord Rama and live like a normal human being, and being helped by Lord Hanuman in the monkey form. And it is because of Narad. So once we lose ourselves, we let go, you know, we totally, you know, like we are ready to leave everything, and that's by losing ourselves only we are able to attain. So this is what 12th house is about. When it says loss, it doesn't mean loss of money, loss of this, loss of that. It means enlightenment through losses. When one dies, the chitta is what? When physical body we lose, when all the achievements of physical body we lose, when the soul is free of all the gains, that's when the soul attained itself. That's when it attains the company of higher power, you know, the eternal soul, you know, the divine power, you know, the divine blessing it gets, you know. So when Ketu comes here, one is already going towards moksha, you know. So this is what 12th house is about. So when one have more planets in 12th house, that means that soul has more karmas to settle in this present life, which are coming from past life. And if the planets are in benefic situation, then the karmas are not intense. Basically the person is getting detached. Like even Venus in Pisces in 12th house is indicating someone who is very peaceful, who is very calm, who is not attached to luxuries. He is born into riches, he has everything. He may be settled somewhere in foreign lands, he is going to spiritual retreats, he is going to all kind, he or she is going to all kind of places to gain knowledge. But the soul is detached. The soul is not keen to have money because it already have everything. So this is what it shows, you know. But when one have difficult planets like Saturn, that's when the things get difficult, you know. So like there is a story of Lord Buddha also. So once somebody asked Lord Buddha that what did you gain? I mean, after achieving nirvana, what did you gain? So what Lord Buddha replied, I read for you, because you know it's so much that I may forget something. So yeah. So Lord Buddha said that he lost a lot. His anger, greed, pain, fear, pride, ego, envy, misery, etc. And by losing all that, everything he has gained, because he gained himself, you know. He gained nirvana through losing everything, through detachment, through letting go. So through letting go only, when we have weight, we cannot cross the ocean, we cannot cross the Bhav Sagar, which is Pisces Bhav Sagar, you know. But when we let go, when we free ourselves from the attachment, when we get detached, when we settle our karmas, when our soul is burnt in the fire and get purified through the intensity of our karmas, we rectify our soul by burning in that fire, by our suffering, and we are still willing to attain nirvana. Instead of going on wrong path, we decide that we will go on the path of being righteous, you know. That's when we attain enlightenment, nirvana. It may take few lifetimes, but in one lifetime, finally the God arrives himself and take us off the karmic wheel, take us off from the path of being born again and again and again. So this is what is 12th house. Now basically the normal functions of 12th house, that's what I read to you, what it is, and then what Uranus does in 12th house. So like it is the house of feet, moksha, father's mother. It is house of loss, sleep, dreams, hospitals, isolation, meditation, spiritual retreats, pilgrimage, bed pleasures. And it is also house, if we spiritually, in spiritual language we talk, it is also house of consciousness, oneness with God, donation, compassion, service to others. It is also about one's psychic abilities, imaginations, addictions, secrets, etc. Okay, so this is some of the functions of 12th house. Now, so 12th house is basically connected to our subconscious. I better read because I may forget something. And so 12th house is basically connected to our subconscious and our higher conscious as well. If people have more than one planet in 12th house of their natal charts, that means in current life they have to deal a lot with past life karmas, which could be positive events or could be negative events. Depends on the situation of planets. Suppose if one have Saturn here, then it speaks of soul's spiritual quest, which is connected to the karmas of present life. One may have to deal with some kind of losses in present life, which are outcome of karmas of previous lifetime. One may also be carrying forward the deep-rooted sorrows, pain, guilt from an important past life. So general disposition could be serious and full of internal unknown sorrows and fears. One may oneself sabotage one's happiness and growth by unconsciously blocking oneself of new opportunities and new concepts and perceptions, new perceptions. But once the 12th house Saturn person learns to let go of the past and past sufferings and start walking on karmic path and become spiritually awakened, then Saturn blesses this person with new opportunities and growth and blesses one with lots of wisdom. Now, if Saturn is conjunct with Uranus, then this shows that Uranus is determined to make a person go towards new ways, taboo breaking relationships, new technology, related achievements, new kind of creative talents. One can become highly psychic, someone who is into occult sciences or into paranormal activities, research and studies. Because of Uranus here being in the 12th house shows that the native and his or her family may have been reeling in shock for losing something precious in current life, and so transformation of lifestyle may take place here. But with Uranus here, the native is constantly on his or her toes with lots of nervous energy, and one becomes edgy and always worried that he or she may get their boats rocked again anytime, and so they do not feel stable. But what Uranus will do is constantly push native to try new things, develop new ideas, create a new destiny with the gift of intelligence and intuition which one is blessed with. And this is divine will. If one is willing to change one's thought pattern and let go of the pain and sorrows which one is carrying forward from past life, then one can progress a lot, because the intelligence level is very high and the soul and the divine will is there, and the soul is willing to work hard, is a very hardworking intelligent person but depressed person. So what Uranus in 12th house with Saturn is telling Saturn, is controlling Saturn basically to let go, to come out of that shell, to progress, be a new soul, accept new trends, become more innovative. They have to learn to bring their innovative ideas on floor to achieve success. And Uranus here in 12th house also can give one sudden unexplained health issues on the shadow side, because if the placement is not good, suppose Uranus is malefic here, is not very supported by positive planets, suppose Uranus is alone here, then it can also give unexpected health issues, unexplained health issues, some health issues which cannot be diagnosed easily, accidents and injuries and surgeries. And one can also be so depressed that one can sabotage one's life, through harming oneself, like in self-destructive mode. One can be in self-destructive mode. One may become very introvert, no friends, go into isolation. But what it is pushing the soul to do is go into spirituality, go into sadhana, go into isolation for sadhana, yoga, meditation, service to others, and through this the soul can get empowered and come back to life in this same life as a transformed person, as a new person, someone who is willing to try out new ideas, who is willing to do a lot for this society, for himself, for herself, and grow in the physical world as well as in the soul's world. It's the soul get evolved. So this is what it is doing. So 12th house Uranus can give one a compulsive urge to escape from society, from reality, and even may want to lead this world by self-harming. As I said, self-sabotage. Even career they can self-sabotage because they do not want to move forward. They restrict themselves from movement, from growth, from expansion. So this is kind of sabotage. So here when Uranus comes in 12th house, one must learn to stay grounded. Be karmically inclined, focus on work and no escapism, actions or dependency on substance. One must go towards spirituality, yoga and sadhana. This is what I think 12th house and the karmic journey of soul in physical body through 12th house says for a person, or it is about life in this pattern flows. When Uranus is in 12th house, and generally what 12th house is according to karmic astrology. I hope you like this video. If you do, please give a like and subscribe. Also, please do let me know. I read for a lot of you and so many of you come to me and all of you have supported me a lot. I'm very thankful to all of you, those who come to me for reading and those who support me. Even if they don't come to me for reading, they still send me mails, and they support me. Please do let me know. I'm a very direct and honest astro. I believe if what I see I must tell, whether it is right or it is wrong, it doesn't matter. I believe what I see I have to tell. So the other day someone I respect a lot told me that negative prediction shouldn't do because you're not God. But if I'm seeing something, some event can harm a person, it is my duty to warn that person and do the remedial measures so that the intensity of that event can reduce. If that event doesn't take place, because I'm not God, I can be wrong, it's okay. I'm happy. I pray to God that what negative I predict shouldn't take place. But what if I don't tell and if something bad happens? Who is responsible? I am. Even if I predict happy events, I'm not God. Those happy events will take place, that happiness will take place, that person will go home and will suffer. So I personally believe that I have to be honest. But because so many scholars I hear, some says that do not predict. Then what? Then why people come to us, for guidance? If we don't predict, we don't do our work. Some says don't predict negative. What people want, what you all want, tell me. Because if you will say no, just predict the good things, then I won't read the charts because I don't want to tell lies, and I don't want to take money for telling lies, I'm the one who is responsible, A client of mine from USA, she showed me her grandson's chart, 22-year-old grandson, 2 years back. When I saw the chart, I said that during this time frame, he has to be very careful because he can go through some massive accident. I don't know what were the alignments, but I said, do these prayers, do this dan service, Shram Dan and all that, blessing of Lord Hanuman, he should be okay, And they did all that. And actually it happened. He went through major accident. The car crashed totally. Like it has to be, the car has to throw away, But the boy came out of the car not harmed at all. It could have happened even if I didn't tell them that. Maybe this was his destiny. But what if he got hurt? Who is going to be blamed? So I believe in truth. I don't believe in distributing chocolates, So if you all think that no, I must only predict good and I must only tell what is like people should go home happy, then I think I won't read the charts anymore because I don't want to. My job is to make sure that I'm like a torch, I'm guiding others in the right direction. I cannot see anyone fall. So I will stop reading the charts. So it's your wish and my command. It's your wish is my command, sorry. So let me know. Thank you. Bye-bye. God bless you.